And there we are.
Oh no, it's us.
It
Oh no.
is definitely us.
Okay. I'm going to take a few deep breaths, try and figure out what I should be doing here.
Yeah. We're a little off kilter from our roleplay because we were just talking about how we really loved the overall direction of the new Star Wars trilogy.
Oh, and it all went in one solid direction.
Yep.
One cohesive
I just like
story.
it when there's a cohesive storyline. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Speaking of cohesive storylines, man,
We got one too.
have we got a super airtight line of narrative for you here.
Everything's gone according to plan, we swear.
Everything. So, I mean, there was a module that we were following. We tore it up, burned it.
Before we started, right? That's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know exactly how we got here, but I've had a lot of fun in the ride to the end of the world.
Do you mean you don't know how we got to the North Pole and Santa is like Lucifer and like elder gods are overtaking? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
And our greatest enemy is a guy who used to put dicks in drive-in movies.
Well, and the end of the world's really my fault. So, I mean,
It was a collaborative effort. Like it was like a lot of little dominoes just falling in just the most bizarre directions possible. And some very special people donating bits for strange occurrences. And it's a good time.
they were strange.
But I'm glad we're here, and I'm glad if we're gonna do something weird, we're doing it with good people. And I feel like we should probably let these weird people introduce themselves. And as always, I refuse to save the best for last. So let's let the HBIC start off. Chuck, hey buddy.
Oh snap! That's me. Hey, I'm Chuck. You're on Defenders of Cobalt. Good job. You've completed the first step. I don't know. Welcome to Defenders of Cobalt. We do things here.
It's true.
Yeah, and I'm playing that one dude, the mysterious stranger, a shape-shifting alien who is immortal and currently portraying the role of a beach bum. So that's what I got.
That's wonderful. And if somebody deserves a special prize for poking holes in any attempt for plot threads that I've had, it would be the man playing Shortcut, our beloved Dan. You son of a bitch. But I love you.
Well, fortunately, I think Shortcut's days are numbered, and he may have done that to himself. So we'll see how that works out.
No, you're fine. And
Days may have been cut short.
but it was good.
Yeah.
Just a huge explosion of. I liked your description that it was a lot like at the end of Ghostbusters, where the reactor just gets open and there's just a flood of supernatural energy.
Yeah.
So that's great.
I mean, I'm sure it'll work out just fine.
So Shortcut stuff, so you can open portals and you can basically do divination. Yeah, you're a cheap bastard. Bless your heart.
Pretty much. Although I'm basically useless beyond that. So I got to really make it count.
I would disagree. I don't think anybody on this team's been useless. You guys are super good at what you do.
Oh, if I can't cheat it, I can't fight it.
And then, I would be just amiss not to mention this beautiful son of a bitch down at the bottom left. Dion, you lovely bastard. How are you?
Oh, I'm still alive for now. But hi, I'm Dion. I'm also known as Substances Used on Twitch. And tonight I am playing the speedster known as Fastgrass.
Very cool. And that same demon that you shoved up a goat's ass is here. So, maybe we'll have a fun little reunion. We'll see how it goes. And then up next, we've got the man with the plan, the man who beat the man to become the man, Jake. Just the wind beneath my wings. How are you?
Doing all right. I'll be doing a lot better when I get a chance to play this character named Dr. Karloff, who is a Hollywood actor turned occultist and master of darkness and time manipulation.
Ooh, I like it. And then, of course, we end with our big, beautiful bear, Jeff. We love you. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm Jeff. Run a little group called Adventures in Lollygagging. We play different games on the internet, twitch.tv/lollygaggers. On Friday, we're playing The Dead Are Coming, which is a zombie game. And on Monday, we're getting back to Alien, which you can see a few of these folks in that game as well. So follow that when you get the chance. I am playing Barry, who is now the Hellhammer, who apparently has been getting screwed over and messed with and screwed with his entire life by demons, Lucifer, and various other type things. But he's a former circus performer / carny who has recently been tricked into murdering innocent carny folk because Jeremy watched Fallen one weekend, and it was just, what else are you gonna do? So there you
Inspiring.
I'm a good person.
because he's a good person.
Yep. So we are now in the North Pole by way of the Plateau of Lang and weird eldritch spiders and other horrible things. And, Santa Claus has been Satan all along. And there's an oracle up here, and you had a vision of a terrible, apocalyptic future and one of the last broken seals that helps prevent outer dimensional beings from coming in. And there was the potential that you guys were going to maybe work with Satan, maybe not work with him. And then our good friend Ashley brought up a complication that brought in another demon, Nicodemo, who, is kind of more like the working class demon, the guy who's actually been on the material plane for hundreds of years and kind of has a grudge for, the 1%ers of the demon world. And so he has showed up to kind of just screw everything up. And
time to redistribute the suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I helped.
You did. So you did convince Satan to help you figure out how to destroy Nicodemo because he's one of those annoying body hopper types. You went back and using your portal powers, despite being warned that trying to portal out of this place would be very dangerous, you did use your divination to find where that crystal was from several missions ago that could be used as kind of like a soul stone. You found it, you portaled, you grabbed it. It did cause a horrible supernatural explosion that's causing terrible ramifications back in your hometown right now, but whatever. That's their
I'm
problem.
not there, so I can't see it, so it's not happening.
You can't see it, so it's not happening. So you have that. And Satan was a big, dirty coward and went running back into his little safety room. But you kind of convinced him to let you in. And initially, he was just going to let you guys in because he's kind of scared of this body hopper demon. But thanks to our speedsters, quick reflexes, you've pulled Nicodemo in there. And you're all in this magically locked and sealed room with Satan now in his true kind of fallen angel form. You have Nicodemo, the body jumper, is in one of the gnome or one of the elves. And then a lot of you, and there's just the most awkward kind of sort of like the good, the bad, and the ugly, where you have three factions all kind of staring at each other. None of you are really on the same side. And there's that awkward beat where nobody's quite doing anything and everybody's just sort of staring at each other.
I'm just gonna pull out a joint and be like, y'all want to smoke this before we keep going? Because, I got time. Not a lot of it left, as you know. But, man, can we just, relax for a minute? And I look over at Nicodemus and I look between Satan and I'm like, eh?
I'm giving Fast Grass a thumbs up, yeah, do that. Yeah.
I mean, I'll let you make a persuasion check just to see if you can break the ice a little bit, because there's just
So that's a convince someone?
Yeah.
Right? I succeed.
Okay. So you kind of like, do you light it and hand it over to him?
Yeah, I'll light it and I'll be like, here, you can have the first puff, man. You're the one that's kind of stressed out right now, I guess. Sorry.
Okay. So yeah, he takes it, kind of pats you on the shoulder, and Nicodemo does at least.
Nicodemo pats him on the shoulder. Do the rest of us notice any difference in Fastgrass's behavior after that?
Nope.
Okay.
Do you see any difference in the behavior of the gnome thingy?
No, you see. Well, if anybody has like a size someone up
I do.
sort of skill, yeah, give it a go.
Okay.
I have watch for trouble as well.
On the button, 65, got a 65.
You sizing somebody up, you get the feeling that Nicodemo tried to do something. This is a magically warded room, and you get the feeling that he didn't get the free transfer because you see frustration on the elf's face. You can tell that he reached out to grab the joint just so he could hop into the speedster's body, and you see that it's only for a moment, but now that you know him and you can kind of think back to some of your old memories, you like some of his facial tics are familiar to you, and like he's pissed. Like he tried to be sly, he tried to put himself into the body of the speedster.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna pat him on the shoulder and be like, "That's all right, old man. Happens to every man every now and then."
Well, it was, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Fuck it, I guess I will. If this is going to go bad, I'm going to feel good while I'm doing it. Okay, so are we going to gang up on him, or is this going to be a free-for-all?
Can I... He's an elf right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like little, like...
Yes.
Can I use my super speed to just yeet him at the devil after taking the joint from him?
I think because you were a good sport about offering him the joint, and there's that little brief amount of time, I think that warrants you an attempt at that. Yeah.
Just get this done and over with. Just yeet him right into the devil.
I think once that happens, though, we do need to go into initiative. But I'll give you that.
To cram them both into the soul stone.
Oh no. It didn't make it.
Yeah, maybe. I think he's kind of a shifty bastard, and there's something about this room where everything feels just a little off. Like you kind of like you're normally kind of like you're used to astral projecting, and you feel like your energies just aren't aligning quite like normal. This room, you're just feeling off your game.
It happens to everyone once in a while.
It happens.
All right,
Yeah.
it's not anything to be ashamed of. Okay, I'm not sensitive about it. Stop it.
But yeah, as you go to try and grab him, and it's one of those things where he can tell you tried to grab him. The devil can tell that you tried to launch him into him, and so then I think we do need to kind of go into initiative, and we're gonna just see what the hell happens.
I don't even know.
I don't know either.
I turn around and I punch Dan in the face.
That's fair.
Wow.
It's one of those fourth wall ones too, where it's not even a shortcut. It's just Dan.
It's just Dan.
It's great. Dan's the man.
Camera.
So we've got a couple cards in here that won't come up at the moment, but who knows, if things go really crazy, they might later. So right now, up first would be support, controller, and then several Nicodemo cards, and then Satan, striker leader, lots of Satan, and then booster towards the end.
I've totally real quick, what's our goal here?
There's a few different ways you go about it. Like you have the soul stone that if you could force Nicodemo into it, and then our occultist used his not, he gets the once per session, he just knows something. Dr. Karloff knows the ritual to trap him in that stone, and if you shatter it after he's been trapped, you can destroy the demon trapped in that stone. Which would get it. But I think you guys were talking about, you were hoping to kill two birds with one stone. I don't know exactly how you're going to do it. I mean, you could potentially team up with one side or the other. You could, I don't know. It's up.
Now this might be a stretch because this was, I think, the idea I threw out last time. If Nicodemus is in Satan and we put them both in the soul stone.
That was my thought. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'll fight for.
Okay. So is anybody going to do any initiative bullshittery?
Yes.
I've got nothing to help that.
Okay.
Can I just do my fast action?
Yeah, you're as a speedster, you always start 2 cards faster, right?
Yeah, and before the first turn begins, I move my initiative card 2 spaces forward.
And you're support, right?
Yep.
You're already first.
Well, now I'm super first.
You are super first.
All right.
But what I'm going to do is, because you were already first and you have that ability, I'm going to let you edge out Satan's ability just barely, because he has an ability called Cheaters Always Win, where he takes his last action card and makes it the first action card.
Oh.
But I will give you that you had that special ability and you're super speedster and you already had the very first card. You were so fast that you just barely edge out Satan himself.
Can't even get cheated by Satan.
So first thing I'm going to do is sub out use my shape-shifting ability. Mm-hmm. In the process of Nicodemo trying to get thrown at Satan, I'm going to shapeshift into Satan. But the thing is I'm using this to surprise Nicodemo.
Okay.
So what that's going to do is I'm going to take Nicodemo's very first card and stick it at the very bottom of the stack.
Perfect. Okay.
And then I will take the place of Nicodemo's very first card.
Perfect. Okay. Oh, man. This is going to go crazy.
It's going to go crazy. And then after that, I'm going to activate my leader ability twice.
Okay. I'll write down some notes.
What does that do?
I get to move someone up a space on the track.
So whoever's behind Satan should probably just go ahead of him.
Who's after the first batch of Nicodemo cards?
After the first batch of Nicodemo cards?
Yeah.
The next person who comes up, there would still be 3 Nicodemo cards and a Satan card before our striker, even once you get rid of that Nicodemo card.
I will move the striker up 2 spots.
Okay.
I'm going to use my power stunt for time manipulation to move myself backward on the track by 2 spaces.
Okay, so striker goes to... Okay, and I'm sorry, Jake, where were you moving yourself to?
Just 2 spaces backward on the initiative track.
Because you were the controller, correct?
Right.
So you actually want to let Nicodemo do something and then react?
Yep.
Okay.
I know we never actually updated my sheet to the Cosmic Magus.
Yeah.
But I was thinking I might try and tap its ability this one time.
You know what? We are at the end game. It may take a couple sessions for us to get through it, but we're kind of at a finale of sorts for this arc, at least. So yeah, you should absolutely use any ability you've got.
It's at the start of a conflict scene. draw 3 cards from the deck of power, place any of them you choose on top of your own power cards.
Ooh.
And then as combat goes, I can use them or I can discard them and return to my original powers. And as I discard them, I also drop the time tokens off of them.
Okay.
So I could potentially use a series of powers without time constraints.
So what you're saying is you found a way to be an even cheaper son of a bitch.
Yeah.
God bless you. Bless your heart. No, I love it. Good for you. Yeah, get that. Yeah, let's see what you get. But I think that's only fair that you get a chance to pull what those are before we throw feces at the fan.
Yes. Let's see if I can actually draw cards or not. Let's see.
Trying to draw from the powers deck.
Yeah, I'm seeing if it'll let me. There's some cards that are left over from.
Yeah, you got to reset it first. So I got the reset there.
Okay.
And then shuffle. And then how many do you need?
Just 3.
All right. So 1, 2. I'll throw them on your play. You got corrosion. You got companion, and you got cold manipulation. Those are the 3.
All right, I'll drag them over there and do some comparing while we think about it.
Okay.
Cold manipulation.
We'll have a couple of folks that maybe go before you. So,
looks like some of my other powers disappeared too for some reason.
Just message me on Discord which ones they were, and I'll get them for you.
Okay, yeah, it's not a crazy big deal.
Okay. So Dion, you're first. You were somehow so fast that even the devil couldn't cheat you.
Wah, wah.
It might be you gave him some edibles before the fight.
Yeah.
Maybe
he's
that
little
played
high.
a part in it.
Quick table talk if I'm allowed.
Of course. Yeah, there's definitely some metagamey type stuff in this game. That's fine.
What should I do?
I don't know, man. Like me at this point, I am in pure reaction mode. Like I have a basic idea of things that can happen.
Yeah.
I know what different people want. But
Chuck, what's your plan? Because you turned into the devil too, and my thought was to just yeet Nicodemus to the devil to make him turn into the devil so that we can just seal him. But like now I'm confused.
I mean, it's not like he traded places with him, so.
No, I know, but like I don't. Like obviously I'm not going to meta, but also like in character, I feel like I don't know what to do. I can't hear you, Chuck. You've been
because I'm muted. Yeah, our goal is to get Nicodemo inside the devil.
Right. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna,
you're gonna shove the demon in the devil's ass?
He could never expect that I'd try to just yeet him at him a second time in a row. I mean, like the odds of that. I'm also gonna make this my quick power.
Ooh, so you can go again at the end of the turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to delete these tokens. I'm sorry. I'm trash.
It's okay. A lot of times I just keep a D6 nearby because that one has like 4 cooldown tokens on it or something, right?
I succeed my super speed.
Nice.
To just like, I don't know, could I just get behind him and like push him into like
you failed the initial one and he was still kind of in the middle of tumbling and you kind of like the devil tries to cheat. You see what he's doing, and you're just fast enough that Nicodemo hasn't even finished stumbling. You use your super speed to come back over, course correct, push him into the devil, and Nicodemo is confused. Satan is confused, but for a brief moment, the little elf, as he's stumbling into Satan, is just kind of like giving you a puzzled thumbs up.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
And I have the joint in my mouth. After all of this, and I'm just taking a toke as he does that and go, no problem, man.
You know what? Barry, you've got decent friends. I'm going to do my best not to kill him.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm right next to him, by the way. Just kind of, that's real nice of you.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
And so then, because Dr. Karloff volunteered to step back 2 steps, Nicodemo's about to have 2 actions. No, actually, just 1 action because, or no, if you move back 2, he still gets 2 actions. Okay. Well, he is gonna try and do what he's gonna try and do because you successfully kept him in the dark about that soul stone. Okay, so thanks to your assistance, Nicodemo's been thrown into Satan, and as he does, he just kind of puts his hand right on Satan's throat, and you can just see this smile come across the elf's face, and then all of a sudden there's like he's strangling Satan, and then all of a sudden that same shit-eating grin is now on Satan's face, and there's an elf that's just like, oh my God, what am I doing? Sir, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. Oh my God, why am I here? I'm not allowed in here. I'm not allowed in here. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ah! And this little elf is just losing his goddamn mind in terror. So there's no doubt whatsoever that Nicodemus has successfully gotten into Satan's body. And then he now gets an action as Satan. And up to this point, he sees Dr. Karloff because you had it and then you willingly kind of stepped back and Fastgrass helped him. He won't attack you on his first action as Satan. He'll just kind of walk over to the door and open it. You know what? I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Thank you. We're going to do big things. We're going to make the world a different place.
I was hoping before we headed out, I was hoping we could party with the great and mighty Nicodemo to celebrate this joyous union.
Okay. Yeah, it's right on your action. So he used his second action to just kind of undo the seal on the door and start walking out and just kind of say, thank you guys. And he hears you. There's a little bit of trepidation, but you could always make a check.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll try to charm someone in this regard.
Okay.
82 under 90.
You know what? I have eaten their shit for so long. You're damn right.
Fastgrass's devil's lettuce cookies, and I'm going to say, how about we eat Satan's best shit?
You know what? Yeah. Let's do that.
And I'm going to start passing out cookies to everybody.
Barry, I was sincerely scared I was going to have to kill some of your friends today. I'm just being honest.
You never trust anybody. You know, you're just too dang paranoid is what it is.
I worked so hard to make you a vessel for something different, but it was always, I've spent so long being the cat's paw, like enacting their plans. I never had a chance to think about what I wanted.
I know.
Right?
You gotta just spread your wings, you know, Nikki. Come on, you just gotta be.
I have wings
yourself.
They tore my wings off when they sent me here. Did you know that?
They're pretty cool looking wings.
That sounds.
Yeah,
really
the wings kind of
painful.
puff out, and he's like, "Oh, this feels good."
Yeah,
you
look good. It looked good too.
Close the door. We're gonna hotbox us all in.
Okay, so with your success and a little bit of the RP there, he closes the door back, so you're back into the sealed room, and he's like, "Yeah, let's do that. We deserve this. This is our day."
I make sure the elf gets a cookie.
The elf is He will, just like stress eating. The elf will stress eat an edible. Oh man. And so you've used your turn, and now this is kind of fortuitous that all of Nicodemo's actions are happening so early on because he doesn't have a reason to do anything bad to you right now. This is
That's
so
one way
weird.
to look at it.
About how many rounds do you suppose it'll be before Nicodemo as Satan is just completely high off his own supply?
It might take a little bit, but
I'll wait as long as it takes.
yeah. So he closes it. He starts. What would he do? What would he do? He starts hotboxing, and you see him kind of start. He takes a minute, and I'm gonna have him roll something.
Uh-oh.
And you see a look kind of come over his face. Hey, wait a minute. Guys. I've made a huge mistake. As you see, he wastes his turn, like eating edibles, looking around the room, and you see him kind of, he looks like he's kind of like doing some inner reflection, and you see almost like a light bulb go off over his head. Which one of you is holding the gem?
Oh, I am.
There's a moment where you're not sure exactly how he would know, but you can probably make an educated guess as an occultist.
He's a demon.
And he just jumped into somebody's body. You can, as an occultist, and it won't even make you use your ability, you can make the reasonable guess that when he possesses somebody, if he makes an effort to, he can access their knowledge. So all of a sudden, he starts like accessing Satan's knowledge, and he's like, wait a minute. Son of a bitch. And he just looks over at you. But that's his turn. And then around the same point that he's yelling, son of a bitch, another roll will happen.
Oh my.
And wow, does Satan botch that roll hard. So Satan tries to fight back control of his own body and completely botches it so bad that as he tries to wrestle his spirit against Nicodemo's inside of him, in this weird little room where Nicodemo is now in control and has, access some of Satan's secret. Probably only Fastgrass can see this, but you see the essence of Satan pushed out of that angelic form as Satan completely crit fails his roll, trying to take control, and Nicodemo actually forces his soul, or whatever you would call a demon's soul, out of the physical body. So you can see that because you've got the astral projection power.
Taking a big loss there.
This is
so
not
Satan's now incorporeal, floating around the room.
Yep. Fastgrass can see it. I'll give him that because he's got astral projection, so he can see it. For everybody else, you just see like weird body language from him. Like you can see like what looks like a body, like he's kind of jerking around. So all of you can see something's happening, but Fastgrass can actually see the essence get pushed out.
Yo, man, Satan's high as fuck. Oh, he's just following him around as he floats on the ceiling.
And so we need our striker to go.
So I've just been hanging out next to Nicodemus. Had my arm around him, like, oh, I'm so proud of you, man. Just think of where we started. It's just, you're gonna do great things. You're gonna do great things, and then I'm just gonna get the old hammer ready. Take a look at it. You're gonna do great things, all right. And then I'm gonna swing it as hard as I can right at his face.
Good.
So I'm gonna do signature weapon. That's a success.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I can add 60 damage to that.
Okay. So that is a hell of a hit.
There you go. Yep. You had
Okay.
it coming.
I did. I really wanted this to go the nice way. I want to let you know, even though I'm not angry, just disappointed. I'm still not going to kill you. You still have a place in this world, but I'm not. You know what? I'm not making any promises about your friends anymore. You've lost that privilege. You've lost your friends' privileges.
Nikki, you don't realize you ain't getting out of this room one way or the other. Whether it's us or
friend
Satan,
privileges.
you're screwed, son.
I know you think that. I just learned a lot of really cool stuff a second ago.
Yeah. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? This is going to be a good time. Yeah, it's going to be a learning experience for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it's time for our leader to go.
Like, what year is it supposed to be set in? Like in the 60s?
Yeah, we're in the 60s.
I've been sitting here trying to figure out, like, what do I want to do to stop him from escaping? I've got a couple ideas, but gold just fucking popped into my head.
Okay.
Give me a second. Gotta scroll clear the fuck down.
Had a new idea arrive.
No, I'll go with the previous idea. I'm just going to change into a Gigantopithecus, a giant 12-foot gorilla. And I'm just going to bear hug the dude so he can't fucking leave. That way, Dr. Karloff can do his ritual.
Okay.
So, yeah, giant bear hug. And that's my animal manifestation, so that's an 80. Fuck, 87, and I've already used all my hero points.
You try to, but like he's in like the full fallen angel form of Satan right now. So he's like well over 8 feet tall. He's wearing like this weird plate mail stuff. It's even as a giant gorilla, it's not easy.
Okay.
Okay. So where are we at now? We've got, man, what does he do? Man, Satan's in a bad way.
What can he do?
Grab his sheet. This has gone in an interesting direction.
Hey, Jeremy, what does the instant spotlight do?
Instant spotlight would each character has their own spotlight ability. It depends character to character.
Okay.
But so some characters do more damage, some characters get an extra turn per round.
Okay.
That's the 4 advantage dice, correct?
Yeah. I'm gonna say he really doesn't like how this is going.
Oh, God.
Okay. Dr. Karloff, you feel some weird spectral energy touching you. Man, there's something about me rolling for villains that
Do you believe in a thing called love, Dr. Karloff?
No. Get that shit out.
Jeremy, what would happen if someone in chat were to buy Satan the spotlight?
I have a couple of ideas of what I would do.
Okay, well, there's your answer, Ashley.
Oh my.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
I think if he got the spotlight, he would take his body back and shove Nicodemo in the diamond. I think that would be, just to give a candid answer, if somebody's really, really willing to drop that many bits, that's what would happen.
Okay.
But as it is, he tries to do something to Dr. Karloff, who he knows has the gem, and fails, because I cannot roll for villains at all. And that's okay. That's okay. I feel like villain failures just lead to interesting things. Let's see. So now we've got... He did that. Now Nicodemo gets to go again. And he just kind of, turns to Barry and says, one of the best things about being Satan is being fireproof. You know what else is great about a magically enclosed room with a bunch of people who aren't fireproof? Fireballs.
We're not just like people, right? We're like freaking superheroes, man.
He knows that, but everybody in the room takes 26 points of damage.
Okay.
That's it. That's all you got. You got into Satan's brain, and that's all you could do. You have the imagination of a
I hit
snail,
all
my
of
friend.
you. You're like, that's 26 points of damage times.
Hit. It's like, man, I've gotten bumped into in traffic. It hurt more than that.
I'm going to use my super toughness, and I'm only going to take 6 of that.
I feel like all my villains end up being petulant children that are mocked at how incompetent they are.
This is Nicodemus, though. This is the guy.
Yeah, he does, when you mock him for how little damage he did, because he was like, oh man, this is a great idea. I'm going to totally burn everybody in the room alive. Heh! Okay. I get it. That could have gone better. And
didn't even really hurt, man.
It's all right, man. Performance anxiety. I get it. It's all right.
He's been stuck in a room hotboxing the devil's lettuce for a while now, so it's not exactly,
Okay. What else? So now we come to... I guess he'll make another roll.
Someday I'll get a turn.
Okay, finally. You, at this point, only Fastgrass can see it, but you saw the essence of Satan initially trying to reach out and do some sort of spell on Dr. Karloff earlier, and it failed. You just see the rising frustration, and then you see the form kind of look back over at this great two-handed sword that's on, now Nicodemo's waist, and you see him put himself into the sword, and now the sword is kind of flying up into the air of its own volition. So now you have a flying great sword in the room that's holding the spirit of Satan. Which
business as usual.
Yeah. Which he will then use to... You've already hit him. He will chop the living crap out of Nicodemo. Yeah, I said it. I'll stick to it. I feel like there's maybe enough frustration for him there not to have made the perfectly calculated move.
Out of curiosity, is this sword the flaming sword that the angel used to defend the Garden of Eden or something? This seems fire.
Yeah.
This is what Michael knocked out of his hand before he curb stomped him.
Mm-hmm. But he swings it with enough might to put a good bit more hurting on Nicodemus. But Nicodemus is in Satan's body, so he's got a lot more toughness than he would normally. And then now we have... It's pretty much just like a bunch of villains going in a turn. It's awkward.
Eventually, I get a turn though at the end.
Yeah. All right. He's just gonna try and Nicodemo, full of frustration, just reaches out and just starts trying to physically grab the gem away from you, Dr. Karloff. Just kind of coming over again, like he's well over 8 feet tall, just reaching forward and just physically trying to rip it from you.
What a
So, and then that'll be what he does for that. And then I'm just going to make a couple rolls. Okay. And
So many dice. What do they all mean?
so there's a fail on there. But Nicodemo has so far taken 199 points of damage. And then, Mr. Booster, you've just watched. Everything seemed super chill. Everything was super chill for just a second.
Mm-hmm.
And then it got really weird.
Yes.
Par for the course. What do you do?
What? He mentioned being immune to fire, but he didn't say anything about being immune to ice. So I was going to use that conveniently timed cold manipulation, which is I'm going to drop a bunch of time tokens on it to make it a hindering attack and a long-lasting effect. I don't know how it's going to work with somebody with multiple initiative cards, but it says flip the target's initiative card face down.
I would assume it's his next one. He doesn't.
I assume it'd be like the first one after me.
Yeah, and he does have one more card at the end of the turn because his first card get placed to the end of the round. So normally he would go after you, but if you do this, he doesn't.
And he never gets that turn again.
And he takes 5 more damage.
Melissa bought us a hero point.
Hero point for everybody. So
Nice.
Since it's long lasting, it goes until the end of the scene. So that turn is wiped out.
Okay. And then the other thing is Fastgrass used his fast action with his super speed, I believe. So you get to go again at the end of the round.
So I'm basically just icing him up.
All right, so it's my turn.
Yep. You get a second turn this round.
All right. Did he get the gem? Did he take that?
I'm gonna. I don't want to be a total dick about it and have him just yank it away in one action. I'm gonna say that him spending an action on it meant he was able to find it, grab it, and it's kind of your typical like comic book thing where he's reached over and grabbed it. Dr. Karloff still has like a hand on it.
All right, I made my decision then. I am going to do. I can do like a mixture of astral projection and super speed, right?
Yeah, whichever one you want to flavor it as, but just pick which power you want to roll.
I'm gonna roll it under super speed, I guess, because it's a higher percentage of success. But basically, I'm gonna smoke myself until I pass out, astral project, and as fast as I can, bolt through the sword, ripping Satan's soul out of it, and then like you turn around the room and slam it into Nicodemus's body while he's like fighting with Dr. Karloff to try and like hinder that and just get us back on track.
I'm down for it. I will say if that's the effect you're going for, I do think you should roll under astral projection because I feel like it feels like that's the key component of success is
Okay, so I'm gonna use that 1 hero point that we just got then, if that's cool, to make the success higher, right?
Well, you could always roll first and then choose whether or not
Oh,
to.
well. Okay, well, I succeeded.
Okay, you succeed, and then. All right. Tell you what, I'll give the first step of it to you, because we're looking to both take Satan out of the sword and also force him into the jam. I feel like that's going to maybe be 2
That's
actions
fair.
worth.
That's
But I'll
fair.
say that you do successfully, super speed astral project through the sword to rip Satan out of the sword. You've got him grappled, and you're already in the return motion to come back towards the jam.
I was going back to Nicodemus, wasn't it? Or was it?
Oh,
the
sorry.
gem?
Okay. So, I apologize. But yeah,
Bringing Satan back to Satan.
bringing Satan back again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now I'm going to see if I can shuffle this bad boy up. Sometimes it's not friendly with me. I may need an assist on that, Jeff. I do apologize.
At least we've taken one of his turns away.
It
Yes.
should be good to go now.
Okay, excellent.
It's a bad roll for us, though. Bad shuffle.
Ooh, oh, that
It's
is rough.
a really bad shuffle.
That is rough.
Oh my god. We're all at the end except for controller.
Oh gosh.
This is bad. This is really bad. Okay. So Nicotemo goes first. I think he's gonna try and I'll make him basically.
I think Shadiz is about to dump some cash.
Uh-oh.
She said, wait.
Okay. I'm just gonna.
Canon that there was a giant thing in the middle. What does that mean?
Like the sword? You talking about?
Don't know. I mean, I'm willing.
I think Ash is asking random questions while she tries to get her bits. She's buying more bits. She's like, if I just ask them something completely non sequitur, that'll keep them busy for 5 minutes.
Stall for time.
Yeah. I mean, there was like the big oracle thing in the center of like his stronghold. I don't know if she's meaning like in this particular room.
Yeah, we're. Oh, geez.
Oh, there
Oh,
it
boy.
is.
Snap.
1,000 bits.
Okay.
Who's the spotlight for? Oh, the frost giant. That's somewhere else, isn't it?
Oh,
But it could be here.
yes. Frosty the Snowman is a primordial frost giant who's normally mind controlled. But
maybe he's not now.
Yeah. So I'm curious what our 1,000 is for.
That's spotlight. So
Yeah. Who's getting this spotlight, Ashley?
Satan or
It's your
Frosty?
call. I will roll with it either way.
Whichever is more exciting. I don't know.
I don't know. Do you want me to just
Oh, Dan pick.
Dan picks. Dan, you choose.
Oh no, this is
You
terrible.
can choose to put Satan back in control or let the
What?
frost giant come to be.
I mean, the frost giant would just be like a total another rando that skews everything even further. So that's kind of appealing, and as just in addition to chaos. I feel like we know what's going to happen if we give Satan power back. If Frosty shows up, who knows?
Okay.
Does that sound fair?
So we're going with Frosty.
Sounds
I
like
like it.
Okay. So while this is all going on, kind of
Ashley likes
before like the initiative starts, you all can hear the massive rumbling of the earth as so much of the magical energy that's kind of been binding things under Satan's control, and the seal's been broken. And maybe that has played a part in undoing some of the magic that was in that old hat on Frosty's head. And so now that the hat has fallen off, useless, you can hear the rumbling of the earth as there's like the groaning of like almost like an avalanche as the earth shakes, and you can't see it, but you know that something crazy is going on outside because the entire room is now rumbling.
Bumpity bump bump bumpity bump bump. Look at Frosty go.
At which point, now we have more confusion in the room as you see Nicodemo, like, is that, well, shit. Okay. Wait a minute. He looks over at the sword that no longer has Satan in it. He reaches over and he grabs it, ignites it, and then swings down at the gem with Satan's sword.
Oh no.
And just fucking botches it because I can't do anything with any of my villains. Okay. I don't. Maybe that's more on like Dr. Karloff's success. Like it's a mixture of him not swinging it well. Dr. Karloff is maybe able to pull it away at the last second before he's able to find purchase. But he makes a big swing, and because he fails so bad, I'm going to say that he loses his grip on it. He made the gamble, tried to break it, failed. So now it's just in Dr. Karloff's hands.
Swing and a miss.
Meanwhile, next up we have Satan, who is kind of in an embrace with the astral projected fast grass. And you know what? Just to kind of mess with you as you're like holding onto a spectral form and your spectral form is rushing his spectral form towards Nicodemo, he just kind of gives you like a little wink and a kiss on the cheek and kind of like goes along with it.
I return the favor with another wink and a kiss to his cheek.
It's just so weird. And yeah, he just kind of follows your momentum and plugs himself back into his own body. This is so weird.
Yes.
Okay. So next up we have the event card, which I had an idea that I was going to do anyways, but now we also have a giant frost giant running around outside. You hear on top of like what sounds like a glacier moving and rumbling of the earth, you also hear some terrible screeching noise, but it's in it's a sound that you've never heard, and it doesn't seem right, and the sound seems to make you see colors momentarily, and it just feels wrong. And you can all feel your minds filled with pain and visions of darkness and space and weird oozing things trying to pour themselves into this realm.
Oh my. Everything's getting bad.
Okay, nobody takes any psychic damage because Jeremy can't roll under 80. But you all feel the announcement of other things trying to push themselves into this world now that the seal is broken. So the event card is there is now an invasion underway into the Plateau of Lang, where elder beings are trying to push their way into this realm. You know, no pressure, you know, just a fight with a couple of demons. Some elder gods trying to push their way in the world. No big. Everything's fine.
Frosty the Snowman.
But these elder beings and these weird eldritch stuff trying to break in will be meeting Frosty the Snowman. So your first line of defense is actually a primordial frost giant fighting weird aliens.
I don't think we could have asked for more.
Yes, this is
Awesome.
beautiful.
It's yeah. Okay, so now after that, Satan's gonna go again. And he is going to try to exert some will, and he does. Okay, so he hops back into his body, and after exerting some will, managed to basically, like, you see him reach his hand into his own chest, and you can see him going through the motion of pulling something out. Only Fastgrass can see it, but he's reached in and pulled Nicodemo out of his own chest and is holding it out. And Dr. Karloff, you can see him holding his hand out towards you. I'm sure you can hear what's going on outside. I'm the evil you know, and I'm the one that you can understand is selfish enough to work in his own self-interest to maintain balance. Let's cut the shit, put Nicodemo in that gem, and destroy him, and go take care of something far more important.
It's a deal.
Good. And then our controller is up, which is you.
I'm going to hold up the gem and accept Nicodemo's soul into it.
All right, whatever skill you feel is best suited for doing your ritual.
Oh boy. I'm going to
Or
a bit, and I'm going to perform for an audience. It's not just a matter of uttering the incantation. No, you have to utter the incantation. Yeah.
I believe that. I feel like magic a lot. Oh man.
How many hero points do you have?
I have 1 hero point, and we've got 1 banked. So I'm going to go ahead and do it and bump my perform for an audience up to 100.
Okay.
Melissa coming in clutch with the hero point buy.
So you do get that. Whenever you push yourself like that, you roll chaos dice. You do it successfully, but the transfer of that energy and the extreme levels of it are far more than you've ever handled before.
May I? May I booster this away?
Oh, yes. Yes, you can.
Sorry, Jeremy.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Bless your heart.
You had something exciting. Make me
No,
feel
it's
bad.
okay. It's all right.
I'll spend my hero point to see if you can reroll those bad dice.
Okay. Dr. Karloff, you get a tiny burn on your hand for 10 points of damage.
I'm sorry.
Ouchies. I'll have shortcut ice that away.
That's okay. But yes, you have Nicodemo successfully trapped inside of the gem.
All right, I'm going to call out for Barry to smash this damn thing.
Okay. Nicodemo, there's not... You can feel something trying. Nicodemo's trying to force his way out of the gem, but Jeremy can't roll under an 80. Nicodemo.
I'm so glad I added that mod to Foundry this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeremy
Okay.
dice over 80 mod.
No, I will too, Dan. This is
I'll BRB.
all right. So that's Nicodemo trying to go. And then I think at that point it's flaming sword time again. And the flaming sword of the heavens comes chopping down into the soul gem. And what do you want to do any last words to Nicodemo before he is eradicated, Barry? His form, like as the soul stone like blast, you can briefly see his essence there, but it's kind of burning away along with the shattered gem.
Okay.
About to feel like a
Never cared about you. I never loved you. Never learned a damn thing from you. And I tell you, I don't know what the hell's going to happen to this world once you're gone, but I'm damn sure going to be much happier with you no longer in it, you piece of shit.
Hurtful, but continue.
He gaslighted me, forced me to kill people, try to take. I think
it's earned.
It was earned.
Bad.
It's fair. At which point there's kind of like there's the brief beat of like, Dr. Karloff said deal, but Satan kind of turns to the rest of you. Elder beings, planar invasion, devil,
We got bigger problems.
Okay.
I've done nothing but try to take out Nikki. I don't know why you think anything less of me.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Like, that was my goal too, man.
I kind of go up to Satan while I'm puffing away, and I put my hand on his shoulder.
I know when you're lying, right? I know you wanted to try. I innately know when you lie. It's okay. So, look, I'm not even angry. In fact, if anything, good on you.
I'm going to put my hand on Satan's shoulder, and I'm just going to be like, go to her, man. Go to her. No, really, you got to go deal with that frost giant. That's way too fucking big for me to touch.
I think the frost giant's helping us in this case.
At this point, at the very least, it's fighting the first thing in front of it, which happens to be like
not us,
not you. So yeah, we'll kind of do so long as you guys don't continue the encounter with Satan, he's willing to call a truce if you are.
Yeah.
I'm willing to call it a truce.
I'll even pinky swear with him if I have to.
Whoa.
It's a big
deal. I wouldn't do that to you. You don't know what really happens with a pinky swear. That's some like legit shit. You don't want to do that.
Hey,
making a deal with the devil, then there's making a pinky.
Listen, man, like
with that shit.
The only thing more intense than like a pinky swear is a docking swear.
What did you learn about docking
That's
swear?
That's pretty intense.
Just Jeff's reaction was worth that. That's beautiful.
But meanwhile, as you guys start to like walk out of the room and you kind of see like a huge chunk of his castle has been like ripped away. You see the sky is literally torn as if a veil between dimensions has been ripped. And there's spots where it seems like it's being melted away as these things are just oozing themselves in from another dimension. Some of them like form into these weird things where there's no head. There's just a giant mouth at the top. There's weird winged things that look almost like hippos with fangs and God only knows what. There's other things that just look like ooze with eyes and mouths, and above and beyond all of that, far in the distance, there is just this massive form that just looks like tendrils and tentacles, and it does not bode well. But as you guys are all stepping out to that, Fastgrass, you get like a little pat on the ass, and Satan winks at you, says, "We're going to catch up later if this all goes okay." So you guys have a lot going on here. There's a lot of stuff going on back in your hometown too. Yeah. So I'm curious if you guys are interested in it. I sometimes enjoy the parts in superhero stories where you kind of get that pay it forward bit, where sometimes the people you've helped out maybe interact or do something that helps out. So there is some stuff that would normally happen in the module in your hometown. And that's stuff's still happening while you're here far, far away. But you have made some contacts. And so what I would do is maybe describe some of the scenarios. And if you can argue a case for maybe somebody that you've interacted with or some repercussion of something that you've done, if you can make an argument for it, we'll make a check to see if they help out on your behalf.
I've been thinking about these eldritch horrors potentially invading our world, starting with our town, because Howleywood is well, it's just where shit like this happens.
Yes.
So I've been thinking, now that we have Santa's gift-giving powers as part of our regular repertoire of abilities, I think Hellhammer needs to produce a giant can of coffee and a giant coffee maker to match. And we wake up Karen to deal with the Eldritch horrors.
The gigantic woman.
What?
Remember the 500-foot tall woman?
Yeah.
What?
It's actually bigger than that, I think.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have there's in Hollywood, there's a giant woman of varying size. At one point, she was so large that her contact lenses were as large as Olympic-sized swimming pools.
I do
The only
love
time
that.
she ever wakes up is when people make enough coffee for her to not have a shitty day.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, Hellhammer is kind of in a weird alternate, like the Plateau of Ling is like a weird in-between place. It's still kind of part of your world, but it's kind of in the dreaming. So he wouldn't really be able to make the coffee for her. But if you can think of somebody,
Make cocaine.
yeah, if you can argue that there's a contact maybe in town who would have a similar idea or have something that they could do to try and get her up, I'm all for it.
Oh my gosh, I have no idea. Like,
What about
have we helped anyone
feel-
useful?
I feel
Well, we've
like
helped people
Uncle
in the movie
Creepy
industry. Uncle
is
Creepy.
ready to take a step up.
Ooh,
Okay. He went through some rigorous training,
Yeah.
and so I think he's ready. Like when he sees we're not around, I think he's probably gonna take it upon himself, like, well, they're not here, so someone's got to do this. Someone, and he's a little bit ready now. I mean, he might not do all the right things,
Yeah.
but I think he might take a leadership role here.
So it's funny that you mentioned that, because there was actually, when you guys posted earlier that you would love if Uncle Creepy got to do something, in the Armageddon section of the module, they have a part like if things have just really gone poorly. One thing that's happening right now is if the seals are broken and we add in our wonderful like Ghostbuster bomb style thing, there are beings from other dimensions pushing themselves through. So right now, if you remember the spot where Ariok's people had tried to open that gateway was at the studio. He's totally trying to reestablish that right now. And as he does, as the seals have been broken, it's almost like parts of the world around it are kind of being reshaped and reformed, and there's panic and people running away. Some people are, being transformed into weird creatures or being killed by creatures. And amidst all that chaos, Uncle Creepy's doing his best to try and usher people out. And he gets caught up in some of that terror forming magic, as you might call it.
oh no.
But there is the possibility that a character could be caught half in the warped reality, half whacked. And there's a template called the dual form hero, where it could be something like a werewolf or Shazam or something like that. The thing where like you kind of are like two things in one. And so Uncle Creepy gets washed over by these energies of hell and other supernatural stuff. And it starts to take over him, and it starts to turn him into another one of the monsters. And he's doing his best to kind of push the other people out of the studio to get them out. And he falls down and he sees himself turning and sees himself starting to try and reach out and claw at one of these innocents. But as he does that, he holds on to his little magic spade, his shovel that he was given by Hellhammer. No, just because they're not here doesn't mean I quit. He told me I'm one of them. I'm a member of the team. I got to do it. I got to do it for them. And holding on to that focus and that promise he made to him that he's a member of the team he holds onto that semblance of his humanity, and he becomes imbued as a superhero himself.
Yes,
That's
a boy,
wonderful.
creepy.
So the question is, what style of dual form hero is he? Like, is he just a straight up werewolf? What sort of...
I was thinking something like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, where his other form is really creepy. So it's just his name's already set. He just looks like a really disgusting kind of creepy abomination version of himself.
Nice. So yeah, he basically
giant eyes and pointed teeth. Just
yeah, like his weird, silly costume kind of becomes real, but in a deformed and horrible way. And yeah, he just awesome. I love it. So we've got.
Glad I gave him that training. So glad I gave him that you brought the shovel back.
I know.
I am too. I love the
So
idea. Like
good.
as soon as you talked about that, and I saw them mention that in the module, I was like, of course that should be the thing.
Yeah.
Where he's about to turn into the monster, and then he holds onto the token you give him, and like just that one little thing lets him hold on. And so yeah, all these demons are coming around, and he almost turns to kill some people, but he remembers what you told him, and he turns around. He's like, "All right, you sons of bitches, come get these hands. I got a 1-2 for you."
given the Eldritch Horrors the old 1-2.
Who wants to roll? Actually, you know what? Jake did call the 1-2 earlier, but you also gave him the shovel, so both of you roll percentiles.
Okay.
One for each hand.
One for each hand.
Come get that.
5.
Nice. He does, and he does. And so he just clears out an entire studio worth of mook demons.
Oh, boy.
As they're trying to set a perimeter at the studio, but he is currently making it very difficult for them to do so. There are waves upon waves of enemies, but he's kind of just in mook squashing mode right now. So that's one thing that's going on in the city. Another thing that's going on is there's... do you remember that bridge that you first fought Big Frankie on?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As all this is going on, that bridge is being twisted and gnarled up, and it's a busy road. So there's a lot of danger coming from that. Also, in another part of town, there is another demon also trying to assert himself, because Baphomet is the Lord of Beasts. He has asserted himself coming in through the zoo. So there are 2 demon lords pushing themselves into Hollywood. So there's also a bunch of nonsense going over at the zoo. On top of that, and all this other stuff going on, and people are panicking and running away, and there's monsters hunting them down and eating. To make it even worse, that asshole, Jeff Otterman, who already was trying to whip people up into a frenzy to be anti-monster, as this is all going on, he's gathering all the pure humans, basically, and is encouraging them to do full-on hate crime style nonsense, kill all monsters. And has assembled like a gang of thugs to kind of go through the neighborhood and just murder anybody that's not human.
I have a thought.
Hmm?
So, what about like that dude that I rescued at
Mhm.
that rally?
Yes.
Could he have like gathered a counter force
Of course
to
he
give
could.
that guy? Because I'm sure he has a grudge now because he was after him.
Yep. That is Greg Futterman, the schlock director and producer, and one of the few outspoken people against Ottoman. So, yeah, we can totally do that. You rescued him. He's trying to get a group of people together. Who do you think he would probably go to? Or is it just kind of like he just goes to the various monster families in the area? Or
I'd say maybe like a mix of monster families and like people who are just like ready and raring to, stick up against this annoying dude who's been bitching about mutants for a while.
Maybe you can rally the good people at Skankles.
Yeah.
There you go.
okay, that's pretty. So yeah, give me a
Are there
percentile
good
check.
people at Skankles?
Well,
I mean,
They're okay.
The people at Skankles.
it's good objectively
That's,
speaking, compared to this guy.
That's
Okay.
a 55.
so yeah, that's good enough for that to work. And yeah, he does recruit some families. He recruits some of the people from Skankles. There's that Medusa-haired lady amidst them as well. Do you think he focuses more on getting them to safety or fighting this dude? Like, is it more about like organizing people to stay together and protect each other and get out of here? Or is it more of a, we need to go take this guy out?
Amidst all the chaos, they gotta take this guy out. They're just gonna get away with it. That's my thought. I don't know. I just feel like they're like, yeah, all this chaos going on. Fuck this guy.
Yeah. Well, and maybe it's the idea like he's got a small group together now, but it's obvious that this dude has like amidst this chaos, all the like veneer of like he's kind of tried to play it off in a justifiable manner. As hell on earth is happening, all of that facade is down. It's just straight up genocide on monsters. And if you don't take him out now, he will coordinatedly go around and just cleanse the neighborhood. Okay. So that is
you could kill Hitler as an adult. Would you do it? Basically.
Yeah, if you could kill Hitler as an adult. And I agree, Dan. I'm happy to get Skankless in on it.
They're gonna show him how hot dogs are made.
Oh no. Okay, I actually kind of love that. If they kill him, they just make him into hot dogs.
That's how it's got to be.
Oh man.
It worked for Mrs. Lovett. I'm just saying.
All right. So another thing I'm going to toss out there, because there is one dude that I know Chuck kind of had contact. He's not necessarily a good guy, but if you put yourself in the driver's seat of, do you remember that Mud Mug dude, the one who kind of made himself look like you and kind of he outed you, like he caught you trying to look like the boss over at Hearst Industries?
Well, he was a corporate, like not loss preventions, but like he protected their assets.
So he's there at ground zero.
Yeah.
Of that explosion. Fortunately, his form allowed him to survive it. There are lots of VIP members there. There's lots of crazy stuff at that research facility that just had this horrible event happen.
Sorry.
What do you think he might want to do? He doesn't, I'm curious, and this is just for your own fun. What do you think that dude would do?
Well, he's got to protect those, corporate assets. So he would, he'd be fighting in some way.
Okay.
He's a shape changer. I don't know. We never like delved into like what he could do other than turn into people.
If somebody were to say he's a blatant ripoff of Clayface.
Oh, that's a big difference. Well, he would turn into giant utensil hands and start fighting demons with his fork and butter knife kung fu attack action.
Okay.
Like the old Clayface toy.
Okay. So he's going to stay loyal to the company.
Yeah.
And do. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if you would have him like, take on a different role amidst the chaos, but I'm down for him being a loyal company man.
Yeah.
Give me a percentile check.
Protect those paychecks.
That's true.
And of course, how much does he know of them being responsible for this or not? So,
Oh, yeah. 88.
He tries.
Can I use a hero point to boost that?
I mean,
I have the tabbed one.
Sure.
Ta-da.
Why not?
It just sounded cool, and I really wanted him to succeed that.
Okay. He does, and he does. It's a difficult road for him, but he managed to actually save a couple of VIPs and get them out of there. Mr. Hearst was actually in danger in there. So he actually saves the CEO's life. So he's going to be in a pretty good place.
I kind of had an idea for a person who might intervene, but
okay,
I'm having a terrible time remembering their name.
I know you had kind of worked with, while this is going on, Calvin Torin was in the midst of trying to create a couple more magic shotgun shells for you.
I thought about him at first, and he may
Okay.
be who I go with. But I was also trying to think of the guy who was like my anti-hero guy who got pulled back down to hell.
Oh, Tommy Splicer.
Tommy Splicer.
Yes.
Could it be? Could it be? He's, since the portal's opened up, he has a way out, but he's turning sides.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because Ariok is sometimes not, he's kind of a chaotic evil sort of guy. He doesn't always do like a lot of oversight. He kind of throws things at the wall and sees what sticks. So he did call back Tommy Splicer into hell, but I think it's perfectly viable that he could have gotten snatched up by another person. Maybe Baphomet grabbed up Tommy Splicer. And so now he's got like a lot of his body was burned away, and he's like had to graft on various animal parts from the zoo onto himself. So he's got this weird, creepy animal meat body. But he's on Baphomet's side, which is against Ariok. So, still fighting another bad guy for bad reasons.
Yeah. But I kind of liked his character.
Yeah, no, he can absolutely be back.
And he had annoying powers. So
he did have very annoying powers. Okay, so I'm going to write a note to myself to put him in play. That gives me an idea.
There we go. That's what I like to hear.
That's already changing the future, because he didn't have animal parts when we saw the future.
That's true.
Oh, no. What have you done, Dan? The butterfly effect.
Just making it worse every opportunity I can.
Okay. And then meanwhile, so I'll set that up. Roll me a percentile check, Dan.
All right. That's probably not going to cut it. Which, makes sense for Tommy Splicer.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's in character.
So yeah, Tommy Splicer immediately goes charging. I would think he just goes straight at Ariok's stronghold. Like no real good logistic plan. He just kind of goes charging in, gets beat to crap, but starts to reconstitute himself with some of the various props and stuff at the monster movie studio.
All right.
And who does he buddy up with?
Oh, creepy.
So you have this completely bizarre and unexpected tag team of Uncle Creepy and Tommy Splicer.
I like this.
The movie editor and the creepy movie host.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm actually even happier with that decision now.
Okay. All right. And then meanwhile,
Uncle Creepy needed some help.
Hey, one of them's called Uncle Creepy, and now the other one's made out of like animals. So maybe they're Creepy Crawly. Maybe that's their name.
Meanwhile, back at the North Pole, Mysterious Stranger, you can tell somebody is trying to reach out to you. You can hear something, but it's very weak, and they're not quite able to reach you.
I have no idea, man. Like, I lost my psychic powers. I could, I'll turn into a dolphin, because you can't tell me those sons of bitches aren't psychic.
And just see if you can pick up on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll let you roll
really
the power. Maybe just the vibes that it's coming in on can get picked up better by a dolphin brain.
Sure. Shape shifting 70%. I got a 13.
Okay. You do and you do. I don't know how it makes any goddamn sense.
Who does, right?
Dolphins, man.
Dolphins, man.
Hello? Oh, is this working? Hello?
Hey, man, is this like fucking like Rudolph and shit, man?
No, this is Calvin. things are real bad. You haven't seen a seal up there at the pole, have you?
Yeah, man, like someone clubbed that seal, man. It's broken.
Okay. Well, that's pretty bad. I think there's only one left, but I'm pretty sure the cultists are about to find it. I've got an idea, but I'm gonna need. I think something else is trying to come in. Is something entering the world where I can't really do the voice right now. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
It's okay. It's okay.
I think I tried to do a viewing, and I think something might be entering the world where you are.
Yeah, man, like Frosty.
Oh. Okay, but nothing with tentacles or anything like that, right?
I don't know. Let me go look outside real quick. So I'll.
Sky full of tentacles.
Sky full of tentacles. Yeah, I'll dolphin hop my way over, peek out a window. Yeah.
I have an idea, but I'm gonna need some time. Try and gather anybody you can to hold those things back. You're not going to be able to kill them.
Okay.
I just, if there's only one seal left, I don't really know what to do. But I just need you. Just gather whatever you can and keep them held back as long as you can.
All right. I can do that. I'll call Satan and the rest of the crew, and I'll turn into one of them giant fucking pterosaurs or whatever the fuck they are. I forget the name from the previous one. The giant 40-foot motherfuckers. Like, come on, guys. We got to go, like, fight some tentacles, man.
You should turn into Karen instead.
So it is one of those things
I'll just turn into Karen. Fuck.
Well, we could get anybody to make her coffee, but that doesn't mean I can't just become her.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I'm thinking is that we kind of like similar to the skill challenge style thing that we did, kind of traveling, kind of like the whole, because there is like a legitimate army's worth of Eldritch bullshit coming through the veil. And more than like, you guys are super tough, but at a certain point, numbers prevail.
Stranger, the Hellhammer, how long do you think you can hold out against these things?
As long as it takes.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't think they're going to be able to kill me. Nothing has so far, but like,
I think I have
this shit's idea. Like camping.
You see that giant being that's still behind the veil, but you're starting to see the face coalesce. You're wondering if that thing ate you. Maybe that would do it.
So I have a thought to help us with the numbers.
Yes.
Is there like an office with a PA system here? To like,
of course, yeah. Satan totally runs a bureaucracy.
I want to zip over to the PA system and I want to try to convince someone.
Okay.
By going all through the entire compound that we're under attack, defend your home, and you'll get a free month vacation.
Week. You hear Satan like week.
A free month vacation.
I'm going to give it to you rough for that.
I rolled over.
Oh no.
Are hero points refreshed because this is a new scene, or?
Yes, I'll say yes.
I
but
roll
here's the caveat that I'll do. if we refresh your hero points now, whatever you spend before we get into, I mean, let's be honest, there's probably gonna be some sort of big fight after you do the big mass battle. If you spend hero points now, it's gonna be hero points that aren't there in the next conflict.
I'm fine with that. I'll use it to convince and succeed.
Okay, you do and you do. The elves are a little bit hesitant, but maybe it's that last little bit of like you telling Satan no a whole month.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Our home may be shit, but it is our home. And those things are ugly. So fuck them. Yeah.
So all these teeny tiny elves kind of like begrudgingly agree to defend their homes. So you've got some numbers of your own. They're teeny tiny little elves.
Are the little angry ugly ones doing it too? Are they also joining in?
Oh, the chochos?
Yeah, I want like everyone in the entire compound that could hear this. You know what I mean? Like the reindeer, like the elves, like
I'm gonna say
with guns.
yeah,
I'm gonna say it mostly affects the elves, but some of the other ones too. Yeah,
Dominic the donkey, like
the chochos seemed like they were specifically loyal to Satan. So you already have like those weird little red robed guys with the no noses and the filed teeth. They're actually like right behind you.
Oh, Melissa just bought us some more hero points. Thanks, Melissa.
Oh, that's so nice.
Thank you.
Can Rudolph have a gun of? Yes,
not?
of course Rudolph can have a gun. It's
got
going
a
to be
laser
some
sight on it.
Yeah, it's got a laser sight on it, but of course, so you see the elves are trying to break
lasers out of his nose.
I hope it's like Evangelion, like anime style, where it's like a big laser sweeps across and then like.
Yes.
I want it to be like that, but it's coming from like one of those toy guns that takes like 12 AA batteries to operate.
Oh, it shoots one
Like a
time
light
and then you got to
bulb barrel.
reload all the batteries.
Yes. Okay, so you've convinced the masses that they should actually go and vote, which is no small deed. Like these things look horrible, and these guys have been treated pretty terribly by Satan. But yeah, okay. So we've got one success. We've convinced what would normally otherwise be an unhappy group of people to join your side. Who do you nominate to go next?
Dan, because I feel like he has a good idea. Go.
Dan always
think
has good ideas.
It depends on how big of a portal I can make.
You've made some pretty impressive portals before. What are you thinking?
I don't expect to catch everybody in this or anything like that.
Uh-huh.
But I like the idea of like in portals, where you have like a portal loop where you start accelerating faster and faster and faster, and eventually you like make your way to the edge. But unlike in Portal, they don't have the little jump boots, and they'll probably just go splat when they hit the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So just like a big portal on the bottom, and a big portal at the top, and hopefully just loop a whole bunch of them until they just splat into the ground.
Okay. I mean, they've got like a massive horde pouring through, but if you do that, that will definitely slow down their advance considerably.
You know what? That sounds really cool, and I think I can help. Can I use my like super speed to funnel more enemies into the loop than there would, like to like push a whole bunch into the way, or like funnel them in like a sheepdog?
You can spend a hero point to do an assist action to give him more hero dice to roll. So yeah, absolutely, go for it.
Just 1 point to do it?
Yep, just cost 1 point.
I'll use that 1 point for him.
I'll succeed on my portal.
You succeed, and you got 2 pips. So that'll count both as your success and an extra one. So you've already got 3 out of 5 successes done thanks to that assist.
There we go.
So you guys are off to a strong start.
I don't know why. I like that gimmick in portals.
It's a good gimmick. Being cheap doesn't mean it's not good. It's a valid strategy. So who do you nominate to go next?
I feel like this is like prime real estate for Hellhammer.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like all he really is gonna do is like just I mean, he's gonna look for the biggest, nastiest, ugliest looking tentacle, and
Mhm.
like he's gonna go try to tie it into a knot and shove it back up and out of like the portal or whatever. Is all he's really got to do.
Okay.
Um, let me see. So like stuff's still just coming out of the portal. Is it is there stuff on the ground yet?
Yes, there is stuff already on the ground in tech. There's like you've got your Bayeki, you've got like those weird hippo type things that have the
Okay.
wings. You've got oh, I just lost the term for it, but the ones where it's just like the weird oozing bodies of things. They're
Okay.
just
I
you
am
can
going
see in the
to
background what we all would know to be Cthulhu kind of coming forward, but
right. I like are any of them by like one because remember there was like those big walls when we were
Mhm,
coming in. Are any of them like by the wall or anything?
yeah, so there is already a wave like reaching the first wall. What you guys are doing is helping to mitigate the oncoming battle.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to try and answer as many of your questions with yes, so long as it gives you something fun to do.
Well, I was thinking I don't want to because they're outside the wall, and so what I was going to do would have let them get inside the wall.
That could be
Okay.
fun. Maybe some of them are already starting to work their way through. Maybe a couple of the ooze ones are starting to just kind of like corrode one of the walls. That way you don't have to feel guilty about it.
Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is all right. So I'm going to find the spot of the wall where it looks like it's getting overrun and there's like the biggest group of them possible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Before I do that, though, I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to go over to Karloff and I'm just going to slip something into his pocket. And I'm just going to say to him, don't look at this now. Look at it later. You'll know what to do with it. And then I'm going to run away from him. And then I'm going to try to transmute the wall and turn it into like something really light and easy for me to push over.
Mm-hmm.
And then like as it's coming over, I want to transmute it, like pull the powers back out of it so it turns back into whatever like the.
Okay.
So I'm trying to like push it down on top
Light
of
wall,
all
heavy
that.
wall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Some fucking kitty pride shit right there.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
That's a pass.
You do and you do. It's like a big section of these things that were trying to overrun a wall just gets squished.
But we have a big gap on the wall now, but like they're funneling into it now, right? So,
Yes.
Yeah, we have a bottleneck.
You do, absolutely. Because a lot of these creatures, they're terrifying. You get the feeling not all of them are mindless, but there are several creatures in this horde that are just mindless horde style. That there's an opening, they will funnel into that.
Sure. And
Point
I'll
of
stand in
view
the
is-
middle of that opening, ready to go too.
Candy King gunman, line up.
Excellent.
Spit in the hammer.
Okay. And you got a pip on a hero point, so you could give the next person some advantage if you like.
Perfect. Yeah. Who hasn't gone yet?
I haven't.
All right, you're up.
So now these creatures are funneling through this portion in the wall.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My solution is easy. I shapeshift into a megalodon with my mouth right over the opening where they're coming through, and I just chomp.
Pac-Man.
Just
That's-
Pac-Man their asses as they work their way through.
That's wonderful.
So yeah, I'm gonna do my 70% shapeshifting. I think I need to be all megalodon and not just like the face of megalodon with my animal manifestation. So
Oh, go for it, man.
shit, 73. Melissa just bought a hero point. Has anyone used that?
Not yet.
All right, I'll use it because that was a 70 to pass. So
Okay. You do and you do. We've got 2 positive pips and a chaos pip. So I'll give you the choice. You can either cancel out that chaos pip, or you could maybe take a little bit of damage, but succeed in the skill challenge.
I want to succeed. Let's let all the dice do their thing.
Okay. So you munch up enough of these things but you stuff yourself so bad, and some of them stay alive for a little while in your belly that they kind of poke and claw. It's only 10 points of damage.
Okay.
Considering that you just devoured like an entire like platoon of, chaos beings, 10 points of damage in the grand scheme of things ain't so bad.
Yeah.
And so the good news is, by doing this, you help provide the elves and other creatures here time to kind of get, because they do have defenses. They do have their own, war machines and stuff to some extent, but it takes some time to mobilize them. So in the time that you guys have done all this, you've given them time to pull out, like they have the little, like we talk about the goofy snowmobiles that have the candy cane tracks on them. And they have like the gumdrop machine guns mounted on the front of them now.
Nice.
You do have some of the, like, let's go ahead and give them the goofy, like battery powered looking like laser gun things. That basically, it's like the hard rock candy that like circuits through. So it's like hard rock candy laser guns. And it just looks like G.I. Joe nonsense whenever they shoot them. But the elves have mobilized and brought out their weapons of war. You've got a couple of Yetis brought on the field. And then in the meanwhile, you also have another big thing that's helping you is Frosty the Snowman is just in the midst of these things, just smashing shit left to right. In fact, who wants to roll? Let's give him 3 percentile rolls. Who wants to roll for him?
I don't think Carlos rolled yet for this activity, so might be a good one to start. And Eddie redeemed an insult.
Oh, shit. Eddie, you look like a fat Chuck. Congrats.
What the fuck?
Chuck. There we go. You're welcome, Eddie. I love you. All right. I don't know.
Yeah, Jay, give me some percentile rolls. Let's see how Frosty does out there.
All right, go get him, Frosty. 62.
All right, give him another one.
71.
Okay, so far both of these have succeeded. We'll give him one more.
All righty. 41.
Oh, look at that.
So there's probably a reason that Satan was going out of his way to mind control this primordial titan. It is pretty goddamn tough. And it seems like the longer it spends in the snow, it continues to just draw upon the endless cold of the Plateau of Lang. It's actually getting bigger and bigger as the fight goes on, which is good.
Imagine
For
the
now.
kids this thing and Karen could have. Just
Yes.
Jeremy is now imagining it.
I wouldn't be surprised if somehow that happens. So close to the midnight mark, my thought is to maybe set up a couple of ideas for the next session, because there's a chance we might be able to wrap this in one more session, or things may just continue to spiral out of control and end up taking a couple. But you guys have kind of leveled the playing field. You've bought some time, but you're pretty sure there's going to be more to come, because you haven't stopped the encroaching being that's coming down.
Speaking of time, could I roll a time manipulation check?
Yes, you can.
I want to take the broken pieces of the seal from the North Pole, and I want to cast time manipulation on them to try to rewind the damage that it suffered.
Well, that's a good thought right there.
Okay.
43 under 60.
You can't, there's something magical about it that you can't completely undo, but you rewind it to where it's as close together as it can be. And you can't completely put it back, but I'll give that if you do that, it's slowing down how quickly things can progress through the veil.
Excellent.
Which ties in well with, we cut to back in Hollywood. We've got Calvin Toran madly going through notes and what various trinkets and stuff he can get from his store. So it turns out it was a very good thing that you guys saved him. He's going to be one of the few people that can do much on that style of problem back in the town. But you see, we cut over to him in the comic basically. He's just like, if there's only one left, it's not going to do any good. I can't save it. There's just too many of them. But if we did break all of them and let things come through all the way, then they'd be mortal. Then maybe we could just make a new seal. We could make a new seal. But there's not enough time. So I would ask, who do you guys think might possibly be available to assist Calvin?
I don't.
I've got a couple ideas, and I don't know that any of them are good.
You should say them because I have no ideas.
I was curious how my Carney family is going to be reacting to the disappearance of Nicodemus, who had been the poison pill for so many of them, and the arrival of all these demons and such.
I'm going to say a lot of them just cut and run as all this craziness is happening. But there is a lot of confusion. And Nicodemo may not have been the only demonic influence in that troop. And probably some of them have just kind of come forth. Some of the Carney people may just kind of roll with it. Kind of like, yeah, okay, not that surprised. There may be others who, now that they see what's going on, cut and run.
Okay. All right.
I contemplated possibly the lawyers.
That's fair, because so we've got the Lewis brothers.
Yeah. You know, we've got a little bit of relationship with them. They've got some interesting powers. They seem to be tolerable.
Okay. So if they get called in, because they do monitor a lot of stuff, especially if they've kind of been following Jake.
Yeah, and like they seem to be aware of what we're doing to a degree.
Okay, so we can have them involved. If they get involved, they help coordinate a little bit as well.
Otherwise, the only other one I could think of would be Big Frankie.
Well, so what we end up with as a B team of sorts, that in our next session, we're going to kind of flip-flop a little bit back and forth between. Over on the B team, you have Calvin Torn. If he contacts, we'll kind of meta it a little bit. If he contacts Graham and Perry Lewis, they do want to help stabilize things, because Wolfram and Hart is not a good organization, but they do kind of like maintaining a stable playing field. Their main caveat is that they're not allowed to, disclose any particular details, but their firm does have some dealings with Arioch, so they would not be allowed to directly interfere with him. They don't have any deals with Baphomet at all, though. So they can deploy resources to help against Baphomet, but technically they're not allowed to directly interfere with Arioch.
Yeah, I figure some enemy of my enemy.
Sure. We also have, if Big Frankie gets called in, that's also going to call in what's it? I should have written his name. Our Kung Fu master. Is it Jackson? Let me find my page.
I can't remember the name of the new Kung Fu master, but the actual Kung Fu master that both me and Frankie know is Patrice Jackson.
Yeah, Patrice Jackson. So if Graham and Perry Lewis come in, you have Maderji, who's the Tibetan guy, which in turn brings in Patrice Jackson. The two of them are very solid combatants. Big Frankie also gets called in. So you have a decent B team of people.
And Commissioner Gordon.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I almost forgot about him completely.
So you've got a lot of people that are pretty solid. If not, most of them are not quite at your level. Probably Big Frankie can take the best beating out of a lot of them, but none of them are quite at superhero level compared to you. But Calvin Torn's about to do a return call, but we're going to kind of see how you guys want the B team to roll with things. But what he proposes to this group is If they break, he knows where one last seal is. Because his great-grandfather is the one that hid it away inside of a church when this town was first formed. And he knows that any minute the cultists are going to find it. And there's no way that you're going to stop the last of the seals from being broken. They're just too immersed into this world. But if you guys could get this B team there and break the seal yourself, somebody could be prepped ahead of time with the seals on their own body to be a living seal of sorts. Like somebody would need to perform a ritual. That person would then become a living seal. Sort of. If Graham and Perry Lewis are there, they can cut through the bullshit. They see, at first Calvin Torrin is volunteering to do it himself. And they speak up that this is basically, it's going to require like a blood sacrifice. Whoever does it will basically be giving up their essence and is probably going to die.
Can I
That's
do
intense.
it?
We're not there, are we?
You're not there. This is B team.
Well, I was going to say, I've,
But as an arcane scholar, would I know that I could be able to do this?
Well, so this is all like B team people. This is not PCs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could this be, as much as I hate to frame it this way, like Frankie's, redemption for?
So that's kind of where I'm putting it up to you guys to kind of make the case. Like
Tommy
if this was a Telltale game, this is the thing where you kind of like toggle between. Like Calvin presents the case that if something goes wrong, he's the one that has the most arcane knowledge and he could probably adjust the best. Frankie makes the case that if this is the difference between these things getting to my kid or not, then I'm the one who can hold out and take a beating better than anybody else here. It should be me.
Tommy Splicer.
I don't think that they invited Tommy Splicer.
Oh, I thought he was B team. Okay.
Well, he kind of is. So he and Uncle
Dracula
Creepy
team.
are C team.
Oh, okay.
Poor Uncle Creepy. Always going to be on the back burner.
There's no one I trust more than Uncle Creepy.
I agree
But to
with
be
that.
fair, the fact that you guys did that is going to play a factor in the next session. By having the two of them there at the gateway of Ariok trying to send his forces out, you've put two superpowered beings blocking the progress of his forces. So it's not for nothing what you've set up.
Also, Creepy is now a superpowered being.
Yeah.
Don't forget, he's got his, so I don't know, he's part of the team.
He was already part of the team, and that was what let him hang on.
All
Or at
right.
least the fact that you were nice enough to tell him he was part of the team.
Because he is part of the team. Because he's got clear eyes and a full heart,
And he's currently beating the crap out of people. But yeah, I of that crew that's assembled. So you've got Patrice Jackson, Muderji, the two martial artists. You've got Big Frankie. You've got Graham and Perry Lewis will not volunteer for it. There's no way that those two lawyers are going to volunteer. They're not going to sacrifice themselves.
I wouldn't think so.
Patrice might offer to, but I feel like it mostly boils down to like between Calvin and Big Frankie. And both of them are willing to do it, but it's kind of like the group is trying to make a choice. Who makes the sacrifice play there?
Big Frankie between those two, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of my own leaning as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So he just kind of like, there's a little bit of argument back and forth. And he just kind of like finally puts a hand on Calvin. He's like, look, when push comes to shove, it's going to get bad out there. It kind of needs to be me. You call the other folks back and tell them to do whatever they need to do and let them do their superhero bullshit. And I'll take one, and it just is what it is. I'm used to it. I was never any good at living, so maybe I can at least be decent at dying or something like that, right? Just tell Doc and the folks that I appreciate them saving me. Appreciate getting a second chance, and You tell my kid if this goes well that tell him I love him. Okay. So then after that, you get a call from Calvin. He shares their plan. My main concern is you can't let the elder being in. You have to keep him pushed out. If I recreate the seal while that thing is in our realm, it might stay in our realm. So basically, what we're gonna need to try and do is coordinate you guys fighting Cthulhu and pushing him back out of the veil while they try to turn Frankie into a living seal.
Oh my.
Sounds pretty easy. Dan and I know how to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
We've done this before.
I think the mysterious stranger could turn into a living.
It's co-op pilot operation.
It sounds
Being
like
turned into a dolphin earlier. Why not?
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Dolphin, seal. They
Yeah,
both
same
like
difference.
Turn yourself into a brain controlling slug. And
Oh my gosh. Why didn't I just think of that before?
Yes. That is a fantastic idea. And yeah, I think we're at midnight. We've got a little bit of a game plan for how to do, nothing big. You guys are just gonna need to hold back Cthulhu.
totally normal.
Totally normal. We
That's
can do
it.
that.
Yeah. So
We
just,
need to figure out how to autopilot this one, or how to pilot this one.
yeah. So yeah, when next we come back, it'll be the Spooktaculars teamed up with Satan and the elves against the Eldritch horrors from beyond space and Cthulhu, while a bunch of B and C listers try and hold back the Lords of Hell.
Sounds right.
And yeah, that'll be what we do. So thanks everyone for sitting with us through just the most perfectly well-planned campaign that I've ever been a part of. Everything's been on the straight and narrow, exactly as intended.
To the letter in the book.
all according to plan.
All according to plan. Absolutely. And so yeah, let's share some closing thoughts with some of our favorite people. Jeff, how are you? What do you want to say to the people at home?
Let's see. Twitch.tv/the Lollygaggers. Come watch us play various tabletop role-playing games this Friday at I think 9 Central. We're playing later than normal just for this week only. But we're playing The Dead Are Coming, which is a zombie game that uses Into the Odd and Electric Bastion Land rules. And then on Monday, we're back also at 9 Central, and you can see a few of these folks, Jeremy and Chuck, as we play our Alien campaign. So those are the big things coming up.
Maybe the end of that crew?
It's going to be...
I
think it's definitely going to be the end of that arc. I'm not saying it's the end of the crew, but it's definitely the end of that arc, one way or the other. Yeah. So
that's been a good time.
It's going to be fun. Some of you might make it.
I'm faster than the rest of you. I'm making it.
And we'll talk about what will happen after that.
Okay. All right, Jake, you got any words of wisdom for the people at home?
Geez. Yeah, just keep tuning in because we'll have more stuff going on. And since Jeremy always forgets, there is this one comic-based podcast called the Plewdcast, Plewdcast. We were talking about how the first Wonder Woman movie was good and how 1984 wasn't. So if you like comic book related discussions such as that, check them out.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I want to interrupt, mainly because the whiskey's finally hitting me. But Jake, we did have kind of a Santa-themed episode tonight. Is there any chance you could maybe say a few words about the upcoming Tim Allen movie?
I haven't had this one in a while.
Or should we come back to you so you can look it back up? We'll come back to Jake. Give him a few minutes. All right. Sorry, Jeremy, I interrupted.
No worries. Dion, you big, beautiful bastard. What have you got for us?
I thought you were about to call me a baked potato, and that would have been the nicest thing anyone ever said to me.
You beautiful baked potato.
Oh, thank you.
Just devour you.
I'm Dion. You can find me on Twitch as Substances Used. I am doing D&D stuff or other tabletop stuff on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. Oh yeah, Tuesdays. Soon to be Saturdays, and I guess Bert roped me into something on Sundays again too.
Ooh,
So
Gamma World.
yeah,
Oh,
he,
nice.
Yeah, go you.
he asked me about it, but I'm not sure. I haven't done it yet, so I'm gonna look into it. But yeah, I'm just all over the place right now.
Cool.
There's a really cool thing coming on in like maybe a month or two over on Folsham _Arts channel. He does D&D on Saturdays, and he's been planning a tabletop game called Spaceship Zero, which is a old school pulp sci-fi radio show styled tabletop. And I'm going to be in that. So just keep an eye open on that. He's going to be working on all the art for it. He's going to be making videos for it. He's putting a lot of work into this. So if you guys want to check him out, I'm sure he would really appreciate it. This is going to be amazing.
Cool. I like it. All right. So I'm not sure. I think Jake's still getting prepared. Dan, you bless your heart, as always.
Don't worry. I'm already scheming for this next week. Like,
I'm sure
we're not
you
even
are.
well 2 weeks out. I'm already scheming.
It's okay. I think at this point, I've just kind of resigned myself that I'm in control of nothing. I'm here to react.
I'm sorry. It makes me feel so bad.
No, that's a good thing. I think, and honestly, that's where a lot of the best fun comes in gaming. Because I bore myself, but you don't bore me.
I'm really excited to see all of our problems, and it's been fun to think creatively around them. So
it's been good. I'm glad you're here, man. You son of a bitch. But I'm glad you're here.
But I do have a scheme I might have to run by you.
Okay. I love it. I'll work with you on just about anything. I like your schemes. Speaking of scheming bastards, Chuck.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. What do we got? Here on Defenders of Kobold, you can catch us out this Friday for Mutant Year Zero. It'll be our last session for a bit, because then we're going to kick over to Alien. We're going to be playing Chariot of the Gods.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Saturday night over on Goodman Games Official, we're going to be running the Empire of the East funnel. But Saturday during the day, we're going to be recording a brand new show that's, right now it's going to be YouTube only. But it's called Watercolors and Warriors. It's Ashley, or my wife Ashley, and Dan's wife Jamie, and their friend Jen. And we're going to be running a Studio Ghibli-inspired 5th Ed campaign. So we're going to start recording that on Saturday, and it should probably be out on YouTube like Saturday night or Sunday or some shit. I don't know. So yeah, that's the big thing we've got coming up. Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Right. And I think we lost to Jake.
Oh shit. Jake is
no.
completely missing. He was so against, I didn't even notice his,
Maybe it was too much pressure.
it was too much pressure. That's fine.
But you always leave the people wanting more, and now they're just going to be like, "Well, what did he have? What was it?"
Well, I'll tell you what. We've done this ad before, so if you want to know what Jake was going to say, go to YouTube, youtube.com/c/Defenders of Kobold, and we've got a playlist for our ads, and check out the next, the next installation of Tim Allen's The Santa Claus, because we got an ad out for that. So yeah.
Okay.
Pretty fun one.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
And it seems fitting.
It does.
Fighting Santa Claus.
I should find that and link it in the chat.
Okay. Well, I appreciate all of you playing. I appreciate the people who sat with us through all of this weirdness. I hope you had a good time. Hope you all stay spectacularly to each other and keep on gaming. And yeah, we'll see you in a couple more weeks. We'll see where this goes.
There we go. Bye.
Deuces.
Bye.
Bye.